Yeah, g'day everyone. This is Nick from Perth Electric Scooter Repairs in Western Australia. And I have to say Western Australia because I even had a phone call from someone who thought I was in Perth, Scotland. It was a good chat, all the same. Now, what I've got here is a customer's just dropped off a scooter, a Mantis, which I think is the Duo with the two 500-watt motors. And he purchased this for $150. It's missing its display. Cable's a little bit damaged. It's missing bits and pieces like the front cover. The hub module there has got shorts and burnt and damaged and whatnot. He's only got one controller there. That is the LT01, and I'm pretty certain with this setup that particular controller, it should work with it, and I say should. He's put temporarily a Segway tire on there to protect the rim, which is a good idea. And he's also purchased, I'll show you, a whole bunch of other stuff. Now, that scooter did come with an original battery. He did get another battery. Thankfully he got the right voltage, 48 volt. This is a 48 volt scooter and motors, but he turned around and bought extra stuff from the same guy for $450, a totally different scooter front end. That's a Skywalker, Kaabo Skywalker front end, okay. That is a 1000 watt, 48 volt, 1000 watt motor. So that would be from probably the single version of the Mantis, or would suit this particular scooter here, or the front end, I should say. So I'm not 100% sure on it. They keep changing the Mantis on me. I don't see them often enough these days. I'm surprised, but anyway. And then the guy he bought all the stuff from wanted to charge him $25 for it looks like an F series, no, a G series controller for a Segway 9-bot. Again, this comes from the Skywalker. That's a Skywalker as well. No, I don't even know what that is. Yes. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. That looks like... yeah. No, part of it. And then there's this controller here, which is the old school. It's not the new ones with the... I think is it 13 or 14 wide white connector, as on the Mantis behind me. And that would be an old school controller for this silly, painful individual connectors to connect up. What else has he got here? Yeah, spare mudguard. Now, in regards to the batteries, he purchased these batteries. This one here feels really light in comparison to this. Now, the differences are that this is a 15.6 amp hour, okay, and this is a 13 amp hour. Now, in comparison, this is quite light, very light. I'll be opening up both of them to see what condition they're in, and I'll be checking to see their capacity and things like that, just for the fun of it. Because there's no use trying to put a battery in that's only going to last 5 kilometers. So whoever bought this stuff off had a big win. $450 for a battery that he won't know if it's good or not, and junk that's not relevant, like the Segway stuff. The only thing that would be good out of this, I would say, is that motor, presuming that it's working. More than likely it is. But even so, at least the tyre I can put onto his scooter And this thing here, this front end, yeah, who knows? Because one of the biggest issues with this design is the hinge there. If it comes loose, it doesn't feel too bad there, but then, you know, all this here gets worn down. You basically have to replace that. At least he's got a caliper there, but I don't know if it'll fit. I don't know the orientation of it as yet. But personally, I think he has spent, what's that, $600 on all of this, including the scooter. And then I quoted him about 3 hours work. So we're talking about, you know, close to, and it's not including the spare parts that he needs. So that's $250 in labour. And then he needs another controller, because he needs 2 of those controllers. He's going to need a new module. We've got to hope that that display and throttle is working. That's got a bit of rust on it there. Is it rust? Yeah, rust on there. Quite a few of these connectors. Look at the condition of them. And the other thing, which wasn't not so obvious to me, which it should have been, there's no cover plate and no mat. So there's going to be need a lot of parts. So if you think about it, it's $600 spent so far. That controller there, a replacement, I don't know, $100 to replace it. That'll knock it up to $700. If he needs a top plate and a rubber mat, that probably another $50 all up. He'll need that front cover as well to protect the controllers. We're getting up to $800 all up. And then got to hope that those batteries are, you know, I'm going to try and balance them, and got to hope that they will balance in a good nick. Otherwise, if there's anything wrong with them, you know, it's like anything, you've got to weigh up the cost of a new one compared to the repair of it. And as I said to him, there's no warranty unless I was going to use new cells. But inside there they would be 2600 milliamp hour cells, and effectively, you know, it'll come down to if only say one string is faulty, then I may be able to get away with fixing it, or even, you know, I'm suspicious of this one here. I really am suspicious of that one, but we'll see how we open up, and I'll do a video on that as well. But certainly, if there's only, hopefully this is in perfect condition, although on the bottom here, see, it's all damaged. There's holes. It's actually got a hole there, and the yellow fiberglass, whatever it is exposed there, and then inside there you see the cells, and clearly water has got in there. So this isn't a very safe. I'll open it up outside, but this battery here is in shocking state. But you never know, sometimes you get away with it, don't you? So, you know, if anything, I would say that he got scammed badly with the $450 worth of this stuff. Okay, remember, only one of the batteries is included at $450, the other one is, so $150 for a scooter missing a controller and with a battery. I suppose, depends. Everything depends on those 2 batteries. It really does. Because if I find that they're not worthwhile repairing, you know, they're anywhere between, approximately, depends what capacity you're choosing, you know, something like $500 to $800, somewhere in between. So you're talking about adding another minimum, I would say, $500 on top of the $800, so there's $1,300, and he could have got a second-hand working one, Mantis that is, without all this rubbish. Now he might be able to sell that motor for maybe $100, recover that, so we can talk about $1,200. I doubt it very much you'll be able to utilize that front end of that Skywalker. Maybe someone's desperate for one, needs parts, but that's all it comes down to, is that stripping that down for parts. You know, and then you've got the time, your labor time, things like that. So yeah, sad really. So the only thing, I love this though. This is the Skywalker front wheel. It's split. I love split. I don't care what anyone says. To me, split is the way to go. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. But as I said, I'll do a video on pulling those batteries apart. I am spending more time on batteries now. I'm importing them as well. Particularly, I've got Apollo Explorer batteries coming in. I've got 2 sold and 1 as stock, and well, I say specialised, but another battery for a specific scooter that has some weird configuration, basically. But anyway, they'll be coming in shortly, and also some what is it? They're 3200 milliamp hour cells for the Nami Burn. Was it 3600? Oh, I can't remember. Whatever they are, they're coming in. For a Nami Burn E battery, I need 50 for that one, but I've ordered in 100. So if anyone's got a Nami Burn E battery that's a bit of a dud, I might have 50 available for you. And if I find that they're too badly gone, but maybe a few cells, I may give them a few dollars for the cells. It just depends. I don't normally pay more than, say, normally it's about $1 per cell I'm willing to pay, but the cell's got to be in perfect condition. Otherwise, you know, I would just look and go, yeah, $50 for a battery, especially when it's only a low capacity of 15 amp hours. Even $50 is probably too much. Especially that one there with it all being split open, and this one there is very light in weight, and that is a worry for me, but hey, I didn't buy it. Anyway, leave it at that. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to make a comment, and also like and follow. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bye for now.